In honor of Veterans Day, I visited with a group of veterans at the Boulder Crest Retreat in Virginia. And this is a facility I know well. It treats veterans with PTSD. Today we begin with what it means to be a great leader.
Great leaders have three qualities: a high level of intelligence, a high level of technical expertise, and a high level of emotional intelligence.
My boss told me, he said, Jason, the difference between being a good Green Beret and a great Green Beret is your ability to listen. My wife would disagree that I'm a great listener, but I do try.
As a leader, if you change up like the weather or the wind, man, nobody's coming to you for nothing because they don't know who they're getting today. Is it Dr. Jekyll or is it Mr. Hyde? So you got to be consistent in your approach to being a leader.
We call you America's Drill Sergeant.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of a celebrity in the room. I just want to say I'm a fan. I was listening to Hard Work years ago after I lost my legs. Now tell us that story. I want to kind of hear about that.
Well, yeah. So I was a drill sergeant at Fort Benning. This company wants to come and do a historical recording of the military, and specifically cadence calling. And around 2013, there was a Gatorade commercial where my voice was on there, and it actually was my son that found that one. And so he sends it to me and says, "Hey, who is this?" I said, "Oh, that's me."
Everybody doing it right. Work. That's what you say. Work.
I mean, that's a timeless phrase, hard work. Like, it'll never get old.
You know, Ken, on that same topic, how do you struggle well? What exactly does that mean? And just kind of tell me what that message is.
Struggle is real, and if we can teach people how to struggle well, knowing that no matter who we are in life, we're going to have this kind of series of ups and downs in our lives, and we can teach people how to get through and navigate that, then you can live a positive life. I met this doctor at the University of North Carolina, Rich Tedeschi, and he said, "How many prisoners of war do you think came home with PTSD?" And I mean, that fast, I said 100%. Well, the mental health community had told the families of those men to be prepared to institutionalize them, and the complete opposite occurred. These men came home and did the most remarkable things, from presidential candidates to vice presidential candidates. Just an amazing transformation.
Jason, you've got a motto you kind of roll with, and it's deliberate discomfort.
That's right. Deliberate discomfort. It's all about getting comfortable, being uncomfortable. About doing those hard things. It's about choosing hard things before hard things choose you. And the only way you can grow and become stronger and become better is through discomfort.
This is America, and the spirit of America matters. Is it still a country worth fighting for?
I'd give up everything I had to put that uniform back on and go fight for this country.
When you really peel the layers back, you will catch a glimpse of humanity at its best.
I believe in America, but I hope that everyone else in this country does as well.
Wow, man, it's so humbling to relive that after we filmed it just a few days ago. I want to start with you. So I had three themes there, right? Hard work, struggle well, and deliberate discomfort. And we started that segment talking about leadership and how leaders should listen well. You're up on DC, you're interviewing our country's leaders. Do you feel like the veterans up there kind of exemplify that when you're interviewing them? Do you feel like they actually respond to your questions? And are we getting that in Congress from our veterans?
I think we saw that during Afghanistan, right? The fall of Kabul, and we saw all of these veterans step forward and try to help people they knew were going to be in the line of fire when the Taliban took over, and they did everything that they could to get their friends and their colleagues out of that country and their families, and they're still continuing to do so. Not just veterans on the Hill, but also other Congress men and women that are still continuing to work and to push the administration and push the State Department and the Department of Defense to give us more answers so that we can try to get the rest of our people out of that country. So absolutely, I think that there's so much leadership to be learned from people who have served in the military, like yourself, Joey. And I'm just so grateful and thankful that we have holidays like this where we can take a pause and really reflect on who we are as a people and what we've learned from our brave men and women in service.
No, absolutely. And I give all the credit to those men and the other people I was honored to serve with. I'm happy to be among their ranks in some small way. Sean, you're never short on telling the people what you think about things and where you think the country needs to go. we started that segment talking about hard work and how this country is something still worth fighting for. Do you feel like that's a message the country needs to hear? Hey, let's do some hard work and quit worrying about what we're entitled to?
You know, when I watched it, Joey, I thought, you know what, this is the phrase of common men doing uncommon things. It's pretty awesome that they have this theme of hard work, struggle, and to take that and say, you know what, that's a message that every young kid in America has to hear. Today they think that they're just going to go to the top, they're getting a big salary, everything's going to be gifted to them. It only comes through hard work and struggle and sacrifice that you get success. And I would hope that every senior in every high school across America should watch that video of people who actually did it and how they did it and how hard it was.
Absolutely. You know, he had running cadence. Hard work is a running cadence, a motivational cadence. Yeah. Gatorade pulled that and used it for the commercial. For what I know, they've never paid him any royalties. Maybe if Gatorade's watching, they should maybe do a donation to Boulder Crest in honor of that amazing cadence they got to use for their commercial there.
Amen.
So Emily, you work closely with veterans. I know this. You're a friend of mine, and you're always asking me, hey, is this a good organization to support? Or, hey, how can we amplify this? You have an incredible story of a military dog on your new Fox Nation show. I'd love for you to tell us about it.
Thanks, Joey. It's such an honor to host season 4 of Hero Dogs for Fox Nation. And the story goes back to May 2012 in Afghanistan during a horrific firefight when a military canine charged the enemy, buying another soldier just enough time to take out the enemy. But in the process, she was shot 4 times with bullets meant for her team. She protected the lives of 15 American soldiers that night. And that is just the beginning of this Hero Dog story. Watch.
We had witnessed 6 military-age males with AK-47s make forced entry into a compound. This is where all the training came together. Once we sent her in there, we came in and we fell in behind her. I knew she had been shot just by the way she had sounded. The right leg was completely gone. It was only hanging on by tendons and ligaments. They did an amputation at the hospital. She did something to where somebody's family doesn't have to be called to be told the unthinkable.
You can learn more about Leica and watch the rest of season 4 of Hero Dogs right now on foxnation.com.
We really don't deserve the love of dogs, and especially the hero dogs that you're featuring there. I served with some of those dogs, and it's amazing. They love you unconditionally, and they'll lay their life down for you just like a service member.
Yes, they will.